Here, the other intermediate products formed are RO radical. Okay, RO radical. R is an alkyl group here. Huh? RO radical in above reaction between olefin and atomic oxygen could be an aldehyde or even peroxyacetyl nitrate. Peroxyacyl nitrate. Now see here, olefin. Okay, it may be olefin. Olefins means I told you that double bond compound. See here, this is what the olefin, double bond compound. Now this olefin reacts with this oxygen atom and it get split into two parts. So this is what one structure and this is aldehyde. Okay, this is aldehyde. Now this is a peroxyacyl nitrate. How it forms? See. Now this compound is a free radical. Okay, it is a free radical. Okay, now this react with the NO2 molecule here. It reacts with the NO2 molecule. Okay, and now what happens? There is a reaction between these two molecules. They forms a PAN. They forms a PAN, that is peroxyacetyl nitrate. Okay, now peroxyacetyl nitrate. In presence of nitric oxide, peroxy radical get converted into peroxyacyl nitrate. Peroxyacyl nitrate. Now what happens? See, this is what the acyl. This is what the acyl. Now this radical react with the NO. They react with the NO. There is a formation of NO2 and there is a peracyl group. Okay. Now see. Again, when this react with the NO2, this NO2. Okay, the whatever these radical are left that react with the NO2 now, and again there is a formation of PAN. Again there is a formation of PAN. So this is a continuous process now. See, and what happens where R is a methyl group? What they are saying here, it's acyl. No, acyl, as acyl is mentioned there. That is okay. So in some cases there may be the other alkyl group. Okay, but for the PAN it should be acyl. Now it is a very dangerous compound and it is a very polluting substance forms in the atmosphere. How it is polluting? It destroys hairs, causes mental tension, then it causes eye irritation, it affects the lungs. Okay, again see few more health hazards are there that are mentioned over here. So that also leads to the cancer. Okay, that health hazards are there in the next slide, but we'll see how we can control it. What are the techniques by which we can control the PAN? See, NOx is a pollution. NOx pollution can be controlled by following method. कुठल्या आहेत त्या methods? So by first reducing the availability of oxygen during the process. Okay, so there should be no excess of oxygen. Okay, then by designing the combustion equipment in a such a way that reduces the peak temperature, that reduces the म्हणजे ती डिझाईनच अशी डेव्हलप करायची की ज्या टेम्परेचरला त्या ठिकाणी यांचं फॉर्मेशन जास्त होत आहे नायट्रोजन ऑक्साइड्सचं, ते टेम्परेचर काय करायचं आहे त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला कंट्रोल करायचं आहे. सो लो एक्सेस एअर कंबशन. Okay, in this excess of air is avoided and supply of air is regulated so as to be just enough to ensure the complete combustion of fuel. Okay, तेवढीच आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी हवा सप्लाय करायची आहे जेणेकरून तिथे फक्त फ्युएल जे आहे त्याचं कंबशन होईल. This technique is tried in the gas and oil fired boilers to reduce the formation of nitrogen oxides. Okay, again we can modify the burners and their designs. So in the power plant, burner design have to be modified to minimize the emission of nitrogen oxides. The burner have been located in the corners of boiler in a tangential firing. At the corner it should be in tangential firing. The fire is directed on the tangent to a circle at the center of the furnace. Okay, so that is arrangement over there. Just remember here we have to modify burner design in a such a way that there should be the less and less formation of the nitrogen oxides. Okay, and how that burner design help us to reduce the formation of nitrogen oxide is by lowering the temperature and reduction of the emission of the nitrogen oxide. Okay, a reduction in the emission of the nitrogen oxide. Next technique is the EMTR. What is this? So exhaust automobiles is provided with the controlled design, since it is one of the most common source of nitrogen oxides. Okay, ज्या गाड्या आहेत त्याच्यातून नायट्रोजन ऑक्साइड कंटिन्युअसली बाहेर पडतोय. So that should be modified. Okay, the design should be developed in that way. So catalytic converter is installed in a automobile. Okay, so the mixture of hot exhaust gases and air is passed over the platinum catalyst supported on a bed of silica surface. The carbon monoxide and hydrocarbon are oxidized at low temperature where the concentration of nitrogen oxides is simultaneously reduced. Okay, so here is such an arrangement by which the concentration can be easily reduced. Okay, this is what the one thing. Now the two-stage combustion. In this method, air is supplied. See, we are looking for fourth technique, okay, by which we can control the formation of nitrogen oxides. In this method, in two-stage combustion method, the air is supplied in two stages so as to reduce the concentration of nitrogen oxides. In the first stage of combustion, 95% of air is supplied, and in the larger stage, 5% of air is supplied, or latter stage, 5% air is supplied to complete the combustion. Initially, किती केलंय combustion आपण? We are doing only 95% of combustion. Okay, and again we are going for next stage in which we are going to carry out the 5% of combustion. So what will happen? Whatever excess air we are going to provide over there, that can be minimized. Okay, only required amount of the air we are supplying here in two steps. Okay, now next, fuel gas recirculation. In this case, fuel gas is recirculated back to the combustion chamber, okay, which is being deficient in oxygen. This gas minimizes the peak temperature and decreases the formation of nitrogen oxide. What happens? Already the gas which we are recirculating, that is deficient in oxygen. Okay, so that helps to minimize the peak temperature, and that minimization of temperature help us to reduce the formation of nitrogen oxide. Okay, so in this case, this is a very best technique. In this case, near about 90% of the reduction in the formation of nitrogen oxide is possible. Okay, so up to 90% of level we can reduce the formation of nitrogen oxide. Okay, so this is why these are the techniques which will help us to reduce the, and we are using this technique. Okay, but we need to implement these steps to the large scale. Okay, now next, what are the health hazards? या नायट्रिक ऑक्साईडचं जर कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन हवेत जास्त असेल तर काय होऊ शकतं? मी म्हणेल काय होऊ शकत नाही असं आपण या ठिकाणी विचार करू शकतो. बघा, सगळ्याच गोष्टी या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला दिसतील. High concentration of nitrogen oxides in the air, or when we inhale that air, it combines with the hemoglobin, and that is having capacity 1000 times of faster capacity to react with the hemoglobin compared to the oxygen. म्हणजे एक ऑक्सिजन ॲटम अटॅच होण्यासाठी is there, if there are thousands of oxygen atoms, so and one atom of nitric oxide is there, so that one atom of that one molecule of nitric oxide is enough to react with that hemoglobin instead of reaction with the thousands of oxygen molecules. बघा, म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी विचार करा की किती फास्ट रिएक्शन आहे या नायट्रिक ऑक्साइड मध्ये आणि हिमोग्लोबिन मध्ये. म्हणजे बॉडीला ऑक्सिजनच मिळत नाहीये हा जर बॉडी मध्ये गेला तर. ओके, अँड व्हॉट हॅपन्स ड्यू टू विच देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लेम इन gum inflammation, that is there in the respiratory problem. Okay, then internal bleeding may be there, oxygen deficiency occurs, that causes pneumonia, that causes lung cancer. Okay, then that whatever nitric acid forms due to this nitric oxide, that affects the mucus inner lining of the lungs. Okay, and acute symptoms are caused over there. So there is a distension of the lung and pulmonary fibrosis. जे pulmonary fibrosis आता कोरोना मध्ये जे प्रॉब्लेम येतोय तर तो फायब्रोसिसचा प्रॉब्लेम जास्त येतोय लोकांना. ओके, कारण छातीमध्ये त्या ठिकाणी ब्लड क्लॉटिंग होता आहे आणि त्याच्या रक्ताच्या गाठी आहेत, that leads to the pulmonary fibrosis. Okay, so these are what very harmful effect. Again, those workers who are continuously exposed to this gas, that is nitrogen oxide, they have the risk of asthmatic problems. Okay, and that also causes the irritation of eyes, then irritation of throat and lungs also. So these are what very harmful effects which are caused by the nitric oxide. Again, same nitric oxide is responsible for the formation of pan. That pan is also very harmful to the body. Okay, and these are what the things continuously, again, that reduces, means lungs capacity and all. So this is what the concept of photochemical smog. And for your kind of information, that photochemical smog is also forming in Khed region, in Lote region, and people are not knowing about, due to the high concentration of pollutant nitrogen oxides around us. This smog forms around us, and in the next year, 10 to 15 year, I can say 5 to 10 year, 5 years are more than enough. You will observe that many people from the Khed region and Lote region are suffering the problems which are mentioned in the health hazards of nitrogen oxide. Okay, so now this is our responsibility to make the people aware regarding all these things and take a necessary action against all these pollution causing industries. Okay, so these are the things. Okay, today I'm going to stop for this lecture. So we'll see next concept in the next lecture, that is the oxides and oxyacids of sulfur. Okay, so thank you.